hopefully a run in the NCAA D2 tournament.
Interesting storyline going into that game with the Newman Jets and Coach Mark Potter. We'll touch on that a little bit later on. Nay Aslanian. Our friends call her Nay. Her name is Nayiri, but we're going to go with Nay.
Less likelihood that I mess it up that way.
Exactly. It's the same here as Perez, the ice cream weightlifter, will be on the near side. Now we'll kick it out to Aslanian. Three-pointer on the way. It's up and it's good. Excellent ball movement that time by A&M International. It's 19-9.
Boy, the Dust Devils really needed that. 5 points now for Aslanian. And finally they get off the schneid here after St. Edward's came out on that monster run to start quarter number 2.
I need to correct myself. It's 19-12 as you see at the bottom of the screen. Three-pointer on the way. Off the iron, will not go. Rebound will go to the Dust Devils. 6 minutes to play here in this opening half. And the ball will go to Perez between the circles. And you see they're slowing things down just a hair.
Well, that's what they have to do. I mean, between the size mismatch, the depth of the bench, this is just what an 8 seed's got to do against a 1.
Hunt's shot would not go. Just not quite enough on it. And they're going to call that one on Nayiri Aslanian.
She got into Haley Jolly that time, and not sure if you see it in the replay here or not, just over the back there, got the shoulder, but you know, a great sportsmanship on display. You don't see it, it happens off camera there, but immediately she turns around, helps pick the opponent up and off the floor here.
Here's Farron Sutton again. We'll kick it out to Jolly. Three-pointer on the way, will not go. Beatty with the rebound. Beatty, the team's leading scorer, has been relatively quiet so far. No points for her just yet. May have gotten away with a double dribble that time. And now we'll push it out to Perez from three-point land. Shoots and she scores. Joanna Perez with the tray ball. And just like that, we're back down to a 4-point game.
3-point shot makes a game so very, very different.
Speaking of which, three-pointer on the way, up and no good. Rebound will go to St. Edward's, whistle and a foul.
Momentum has just swung back in the direction of the Dust Devils now with a made 3, a foul here, and an opportunity to cut this down to a 1-possession game.
Madison Schenk, foul call there, freshman. Picks up her first.
Shakira Barnes checks back into the ball game for Coach Reel.
Team's leading scorer, as we mentioned, but relatively quiet so far. 0 for 3 in her first 3 attempts.
She and Lexi Fothery had both been on the bench, Drew, in that little run here for Texas A&M International. See if that doesn't change with the Hilltoppers' 2 best scorers back on the floor.
Just under 5 minutes to play here in this opening half of this opening game. Much more basketball to bring you here along the Heartland Conference Network. The inbound pass will go to Barnes in the backcourt. And you know, Coach Reel was telling us in the early going that she really wanted to see more production out of her bench, but so far you were hoping to see a little more production out of the starters, particularly Barnes and Fothery. But Fothery, of course, has scored. She believes she has 8, but Barnes has been quiet so far.
Well, the seniors are really a big part of this team's success and what they do. The leadership, the scoring, everything that comes in. And Coach Reel's got 3 of them, Fothery, Keontae Clark, as well as Barnes are the 3 seniors. As you see, Lexi Fothery at the line, an all-conference second-teamer, a 5'10" senior. But as these seniors go, so go the Hilltoppers. And you're seeing one of them now not able to get her shot in the lane, but gets 2 points at the free throw line and adds to this 21-15 advantage now.
6 points separate these 2 teams as Perez takes it across the time stripe, driving now, looking, trying to find something in the lane, puts it up. She will be fouled. They'll call that one on Barnes.
Barnes and Perez is a nice little battle. You've got 2 very diminutive guards, 5'2", 5'4". So it's you don't have a big height mismatch or anything, but that time Perez got the better. Barnes gets the foul, and the Dust Devils inbounds underneath their own basket.
You notice that she got a little handsy in that replay there. So Fothery comes up with the basketball underneath, and here comes Barnes. Looking to kind of up the pace just a little bit. Whistle, and they're going to call her for a walk. Abby Hopper, 6'1" forward, can't quite.
Hopper was the bulk of their scoring early in the first quarter. She knocked down her first 2 shots and got the Hilltoppers off to a good start in quarter number 1.
ranked in the top 20 in rebounds in the conference as Perez makes her way near side. Will kick it into Beatty. Once again, bad pass. Hopper comes up with it. Will get it to Barnes. Crossing the time stripe now. Inside, 2-point shot. Blocked. Little hand by Rosebrook Hunt, who has been a beast so far for the Dust Devils.
Rosebrook Hunt has done a little bit of everything. She scored, she blocked shots. That's what she's doing right here. See Hopper, the sweet baseline move, but Rosebrook Hunt, the denial there. And they'll go back to work here on the offensive end.
The inbounds pass coming to Hopper. 2-point shot on the way, will not go. Clark trying to find something underneath. Whistle and a foul. And I think Coach Saha wanted a walk there, but they are not going to get it. They're going to call that one on Beatty. I believe that's her first. Clark's first on the way, no good. Second one on the way. You know, we've talked about Clark so far just being a presence underneath, but her physical style of play is just dominating underneath. And she misses both of them.
Now she's got big, broad shoulders. She can put her back into you, clear out the space that she needs to attack on the offensive end and on the defensive end. She usually gets the position. That time, however, though, Rosebrook Hunt beat her to the spot, gets the offensive rebound and the putback.
Just a 5-point deficit here between these two teams now. Three-pointer on the way, up off the iron, will not go for St. Edwards, and here comes Alvarez. And Alvarez will push it across the time stripe and get it now to Perez. Just under 3.5 to play in this first half. It's 21-17. Perez looking, 2-point shot, will not go. Rebound goes to Bailey Hill. She'll get it to Barnes in the backcourt. Now we'll try to push the pace. She's looking inside, and it's a charge. And I'm interested to see that replay because that was...
I didn't think there was enough contact between the two of them, but you see there, you don't necessarily have to have the ball for it to be a player control foul. That's what the call ends up being, as Barnes lost the handle, but still collided with the opposing player.
You saw Rosebrook Hunt's name, arms just straight up. That's what you have to do, and there's Perez now.
That was her first personal, the team's fifth, so they'll be shooting after this.
Off the window, and the ball will fly out of bounds. Perez trying to make something happen inside, but St. Edwards has buckled down.
Perez averages about 12 points a game, 3 assists, about a rebound and a half, and she hasn't been able to, she's been doing her primary job in distributing the ball as we get a stoppage and play here, but she just hasn't been able to get the scoring side of her game going yet. She's getting to the rim, they're just not falling.
Trying to find what the officials are stopping play for.
Getting an agreement on how much time should actually be on the clock.
The inbounds pass will come from Hopper. You know, we've not called Fothery's name very much. She sits in the corner over here off camera. She has quietly accumulated 10 of the 21 St. Edwards points.
Yeah, it's you're dead on, Drew. Quietly is a good way to put it. And she's done it by knocking down a couple of threes, 6 of her 10. She's shooting perfect for today, and that's just a great announcer way to put a kibosh on the poor girl. She's 3 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 2 from three-point land, and a perfect 2 of 2 of the charity stripe.
Inbounds to Clark. Now there's that physicality we were talking about. Kicks it back out. Hill, three-pointer on the way, and it's good. Bailey Hill from San Marcos, Texas, makes this a 24-17 game.
Bailey Hill over 30 trays in the season, and that was a nice shot. She just rose and fired, knock it down, and again, they add to that advantage now, up 7.
Three-pointers will be the story of this game. It was the story of their first meeting back in December. Three-pointer on the way for Texas A&M International will not fall, and here comes Sutton pushing the pace, maybe looking inside, can't find it. Will push, looking along the baseline. Now here's Clark, 2-point shot, had a hand in her face. That's going to be a hand check foul. They're going to call that one on Rosebrook Hunt. And Rosebrook Hunt, I'm looking here to see, but I believe that is her second.
I'm afraid it may be her third, Drew. It depends on how quickly they update the scoreboard above our head here. But either way, a player that Texas A&M International can't afford to have in foul trouble, she's been a big part of the offense.
Clark's first free throw is good. into the ball game now back is Aslanian. It's a 25-17 ball game, and that's one of the things you don't want to see. You don't want to see Rosebrook Hunt get into foul trouble. As you mentioned, she has been very dominant so far.
Well, the team as a whole can't afford to get in foul trouble. They have 2 subs.
Exactly.
2, that's it. So if you have somebody foul out in this game, your bench becomes a bench of 1. So got to play very conservative on the defensive end if you're wearing the maroon and gold. And here we've got a foul away from the ball underneath.
Call that on Farron Sutton. And Sutton has quietly accumulated 2 fouls as well. It's getting a little chippy under there.
Yeah, that was just a grab. Somebody running through the lane. Sutton got beat, so she reached out and grabbed, and the officials were there to make the call.
Here's Beatty now, and now the pass is going to be picked off by Sutton. She'll push it inside. There's Bailey Hill along the baseline. 2-point shot up off the window, and it's good.
That's a great finish, but did you see what she wanted to do first? She took a side step there to see if they'd give her the 3, and then she drove baseline and finished at the rim.
That's what makes this St. Edward's team so dangerous. You can see that they've got some success beyond the arc as Perez puts up a 2-point shot up and in. But if you give them the inside lane, they're going to hit it every time. That's 28-19.
Hill with 1 3 and 1 2 in the game.
A little bit of urgency now for St. Edward's. Excuse me, for Texas A&M International. St. Edward's can hold on. Whistle 3 seconds violation, and now Texas A&M will have the basketball. A&M International, I should say.
That's a big call for them here. Under a minute, trying to cut this lead down because it almost expanded up to double-digit points. So this is a great opportunity. Take a long possession here, get you 2, get you 3, and cut down the differential going into the intermission.
It's been a quarter of run so far. 2-point shot will not go. St. Edward's with the rebound underneath. That time is Hopper. Her presence has been felt underneath quite a bit. Here comes Sutton. Gives it to Fabri. Cross-court pass to Hill now. 2-pointer, maybe a long 2, possibly a 3-pointer there by Hopper. I'll have to wait for the official word. They gave her the 2. It's 30-19.
Yeah, her first made basket since early in the first quarter.
No shot clock here. A&M International will hold for the last one, you would assume, but Sutton is in Perez's face, and as you mentioned, the battle of diminutive guards. Inside, 2-point shot is blocked by Clark, and that was that physical presence we talked about. She's going to get the foul call. Perez is still down, and once again, here we go. Let's take a look at that replay. She goes up.
Well, watch the block on the ball, but what you're not going to see is Perez fall out of the frame and hit her head on the floor here. There's going to be a personal foul called against Clark. J.J. Real doesn't like it, but it's the right call because while she got all ball with the hand, she got her with the body. That's what sent Perez to the ground and is going to give her a chance here at the free throw line with 6.1 ticks.
But as you mentioned, the depth of this team, that has to be a little bit concerning.
Got to make your heart stop.
Yeah, a little bit, because then you've got somebody potentially in foul trouble and an injury as Perez drains her first one, makes this a 10-point game.
Perez on the season, a 71% free throw shooter, 46 of 64, and she makes them both.
You saw Coach Reel there on the broadcast. She was not happy with that call, but it was the right call. There you see her again, and she's still not happy with the official.
That's part of coaching, Drew.
6 seconds left. Sutton across the time strike trying to get it to Bailey Hill. Long 3 to end the half. Will not go. 2-point by Hopper on the way. And beats the buzzer. They're going to count the basket. 32-21.